Welcome back to Ohio Tabletop Gamers. On today's episode, I will be giving my thoughts on the Human Defense Force Combat Walker. So let's go ahead and get started, and we're going to see what this one is all about. So, out of the box, the Combat Walker is 265 points. Quality 4, Defense 2. Has a Fear 2. It's fortified with Furious, Hold the Line, and Tough 12. Its weapons are standard with a Gatling gun, 18-inch range, with 6 attacks, no AP, and has a Stomp with 4 attacks at 1 AP, and it is out of the gate given a Combat Shield, which gives it the Fortified, and what Fortified is it subtracts 1 AP when you are being attacked. This is shooting or melee, so that's pretty decent. So anyway, out of the box, this isn't so bad. For a Combat Walker, the Gatling gun is kind of underwhelming, but I do like the Fortified, getting the -1 AP. 265 points isn't a bad points for this. So, and having a Tough 12 at 265 points is pretty decent. So let's go ahead and see what kind of upgrades we can have. Okay, so you can replace the Gatling gun with a Rapid Grenade Launcher, 24-inch attack, 2 attacks, blast 3 for 5 points. You can give it an Energy Sword, with 6 attacks, AP 1, with Rending for 20 points, or an Energy Axe with 6 attacks, AP 4 for 30 points. I definitely wouldn't go with the Rapid Grenade Launcher, just because this is one of the very, very few units in the HDF that has decent melee. So you already can get grenade launchers in other places and Gatling guns. So if you're going to run this, I would say that you're wasting it by running it with shooting. That's just my opinion. I think you would do a lot better with the sword or the axe. The Energy Sword is not a bad choice. AP1 with Rending is not bad at all. Taking away somebody's regen, that's really decent. The Energy Axe is really good because it's 6 attacks, AP 4. You can take on tanks, APCs, big monsters, pretty much anything. Your T3s, it's a really good weapon. So I would personally probably go with the axe on this one. And so we get to the other upgrade. You can replace the Combat Shield, which will take away your Fortified, but you can get another Energy Sword or another Energy Axe. So I don't know if you're going to run it meleeed if you really want the Fortified. It does subtract 1 from all AP from melee and shooting, which is very good because it will help you stay on the board, but it's just too good to either run 2 swords or 2 energy axes or 1 of each. Yeah, I would definitely ditch the Combat Shield and go with another sword, or do 2 energy axes. That's 12 attacks at AP 4. That is scary good. Yeah, you'll lose that -1 on the AP, but I think that it's more worth going for definite, hits and attacks and possibly, kills than it would be having a -1 on AP shot at you. Yeah, definitely my opinion is ditch the shield and pick one of those, and it's your preference on what you like. 1 of each, just so you could have 6 attacks with Rending, and then 1 with 6 attacks at AP 4. Me, I'd probably go all out with 2 axes, just because why not? 12 attacks at AP 4, and just go at somebody with this. Yeah, that's very scary. So, and it's not too bad of a point sink. So that's not bad. And finally, you can add a flamer for 20 points, a fusion rifle for 25 points that gives you the deadly 3, or a heavy machine gun for 40 points. Now, this is an addition to your other weapons, so it isn't terrible. It's again adding more points to something that you really don't need to, because this is adding shooting. However, if you're using the assault rule, this isn't a bad addition if you're going to be using assault rules. You get to shoot before you go in, although you do take a penalty. I don't know. Me personally, I would not add any of these. I want a pure melee model. I have enough shooters with the Human Defense Force. As you already know, we are a shooting-focused faction. Say that 3 times fast. You don't get a lot of melee options in the HDF, so why put more weapons and spend more points on shooting when you already have tons of shooting, a lot cheaper on other units? I just don't see why you would do this unless you're using the assault rule and really just like the look of it. Other than that, I just wouldn't. I would go with 2 melee weapons and go forward. This is my melee unit in HDF. Besides the robot ogres, which their melee is okay-ish, but this one is absolutely great, and it's pretty much the only one that you have. So I wouldn't muddle it up with putting guns on it, but that's just my personal opinion on that. So unfortunately, I do not have a model for this, so we get to look at the awesome one-page rules models for the Combat Walker, which are really cool, and I would print them. However, I just don't think that the style fits, the aesthetics of what I'm going for with my HDFs. But I really like them, so they're really cool. So let's enjoy looking at them as I talk about this a little bit. So anyway, again, yes, the Human Defense Force doesn't have hardly any melee focus units at all. So I just wouldn't put shooting weapons on these. Guys, you can get shooting weapons anywhere with the HDF. They're everywhere. This one, you really need to have, that melee element. If you're going to run this, run it melee, in my opinion. It's just that combat axe, especially 2 of them. It's 12 attacks at AP4. That is absolutely scary good. And you can buff it up if you're within range with your company leaders and that, if you wish. But this is really good, and it's not that much of a point sink for what you're getting. This one I really like, and I am planning on using it as soon as I can find a model that fits the theme that I'm going with my 3 different HDF armies that I have. But yeah, it's very decent. I can see a lot of uses for it. You can definitely utilize this. I mean, HDF is in need of melee badly. So at this moment, this is pretty much your only outlet to do this. I don't know. It doesn't have fast or anything, which would actually make it a little bit cooler. But yeah, I mean, to get it up the field, just rush it up the field. It's a melee, right? So you don't need to worry about not being able to shoot. Just get it up the field as quick as possible and go after a big target if you can. You can screen it with other units. Kinda. I mean, obviously, it's a lot bigger than your other units, but you can still, keep other units away from charging at it, so you can, get in there and to the target of your choice. But yeah, I really do like the model that OPR has. It just doesn't fit what I'm doing. And I have been scouring around for a model for this to print. Haven't yet found it. I found a few that I might go ahead and go with. But yeah, I can't say really anything bad about it. The points aren't bad for what you're getting, and you know, putting a melee unit in your HDF army is very good, considering you're so bad at melee and you've got plenty of shooting anywhere else. This is a pretty good choice, and for the points cost, it's not that bad to add to a competitive list either. So again, yeah, it's very good. So other than that, I guess that's all I have to say about it. I do like it, and I am going to run it as soon as I find a model for it. Let me know down in the comments if you run the Combat Walker, especially if you run it pure melee. What type of successes have you had with it? Any advice for anyone else that might be listening to the video that you may have, since you have experience running it? Again, I have not run this one, but I definitely want to. There is one more thing. If you're going to run this, don't run it defensive. Be extremely aggressive with this. Yeah, I know it's big and the defense isn't bad and all, but it's needing to be offensive. I mean, not that you needed me to tell you this, but I just figured I'd add that to my comments. You need to be extremely aggressive with this and get up there and take out your enemy's tanks, walkers, anything you can get your hands on with this thing. Just don't sit back with it. Now, granted, it can protect objectives and stuff, but this is a very highly offensive weapon that you want to get up the field as quickly as you can and do some damage. So with that, I will leave you for the day. I wish you many more happy games ahead of you. I wish the best for you and your family. Take care.